Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashan Abishai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, and to the Akwaths that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm coming at you with another lesson and a new channel. This channel is going to be called Critical Race Historical Facts. And this will be the first video uploaded to it. I will do a PSA, a public service announcement, and announce it on my other channels to my subscribers that they may come over and get edified. I'll try to upload to this particular channel once or twice a week, and there'll be just short lessons pointing out historical events that took place that Esau wants to call theory or not teach or talk about. And as this Marine, who, he could be, just, Sirach 41:7. He could be totally that, or he could actually be a Jake, But we are living in a time where prophecy has to be fulfilled, and, and these children, and they said their children will complain of an ungodly father. So, but without any further ado, let's hit play, and then I will interject and give a historical perspective in the scripture.
We're gonna jump in this tomorrow, and I'm telling you folks, right there, how
white folks got so rich. That's a book that he's reading. I'm going to try and get my hands on that book.
White folks got so rich. The untold story of American white supremacy. I mean, I just read.
It's not an untold story, because starting with first and foremost with our apostles and our elders. We've been given this history for quite some time now. It's just that they choose not to listen.
About the Indian land grab. And I'm like, my gosh, man, good Lord. No wonder we don't want to teach the truth. No wonder we don't want to teach the truth.
Right, and then they'll make all these videos and then they get all these sellout Israelites that will get on there and support it about it's dividing us and it's and it's breaking us apart. No, what it is that the Esau Edom, the so-called white man, does not want to be held accountable for what they've done. And the fact that they lied about history, they glorified violent acts, or they glossed them over, and they turned rape, robbery, murder, and theft, and just simply put right discovered. And then they taught history from that perspective. And now we're living in the information age, and all this information is coming out, and they're butthurt of it, and they know that threatens their position in society. That their wealth and their riches that they have, that they didn't get it righteously or justly. All right, because the brother Yawana often says, and it's really raining and thundering bad outside, but the brother Yawana often says that every Edomite, because there's no such thing as white people, as you can see that his skin is kind of red. Those are those red Edomites that the Bible speaks about, and the first came out red all over. That was talking about this particular group of people. But Yawana often says that all you Edomites, everywhere you are in the world, especially here in Babylon, you're walking around on stolen land, and they are. All right, he just spoke about the Gadite. See, they love to put labels on people. As a matter of fact, let me grab a quick scripture. It's Genesis, not Genesis, but Psalms 49:11. And it reads, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own name. So they named lands after themselves, and then they rename the people and create new classifications of humanity according to their narrative. Indian means savage. So they're calling the holy people of Israel the Gadites and the Reubenites of the Bible. I am of the Reubenite descent. And they're calling us savages. Okay? And that's okay to them. It's completely okay. And then they turn around and they will call Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and Judah, the so-called Negroes, knowing that they're the Jews of the Bible, and they will refer to them as African Americans, knowing that they were refugees in the west coast of Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution, and settled all those countries on the west coast of Africa, that was not their land, that they were not the same as the dark Africans that were there. They were actually at war with them most of the time. Hence the reason why so-called Negroes got sent into the Americas. All right?
Because that means we've got to look people in the face and say our forefathers were the worst people in the history of mankind.
Let's grab the scripture, because the video is called Sirach 41:7. All right? And they are the worst people in the history of mankind, both in the past, present, and because they don't really have a future. Their future is slavery, and they have to pay back and give back and vomit up all the riches they swallowed down. So they don't get to keep all this. This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes 41:7. The children will complain of an ungodly father. They shall be a reproach for his sake. And they're a reproach, and they're angry because of the way they're getting treated by the nations of the world and in schools. And they're ashamed that their children are coming home shamed because, it's okay for your children to believe in all the lies, but when they're told the truth, you have a problem with it.
The things that they did, that manifest destiny, that kind of mentality has been atrocious. What we have done to the African Americans,
who are not African nor American. See, he doesn't even realize that he's being racist and hateful by calling them by those names. That they're the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. This is Jeremiah 50:33, because he just spoke about the so-called Indians and the so-called African Americans. And it reads, Jeremiah 50:33, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah, Israel being the northern kingdom, northern kingdom being the Latinos, Native Americans, of Negroid descent, Israelite descent. And the children of Judah, and that would be your so-called Negro, your Haitians, and your people from the West Indies, the Jamaicans and Trinidadians and, Montserrat and that whole sort of thing. The island of Montserrat and those whole sort of things. All right. Were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. So we're all in captivity in America together under this system of oppression that has us oppressed under contractual law and heavy taxation. All right. We have birth certificates and we have Social Security numbers. So so they just removed the chains, and now they just got us with legal chains, with paperwork chains.
The estimated number of wealth that came from slavery, from free labor, and that's what it was. And they estimate that the amount of money that came from slavery was around $24 trillion. much money. The average person has a hard time grasping what $1 billion is. $1 trillion. Holy shit. And a lot of people don't want to admit the truth because a lot of people also